What up, everybody? Welcome back to Music Blueprint. Your girl is looking good today. As you could tell, I am a lot more done up than normal. And that's because I have a photo shoot today, some videos today. I also have a radio interview today. But I wanted to take the time before all of that. I had to wake up at 7 a.m. this morning just to get my makeup done in time for all of this. But I started thinking about how everything that I'm doing today is all about selling my art. And I think a lot of musicians and artists don't know don't have the tact to sell their art. They're like, I don't even know where to start. All I do is send people links, which, by the way, it's not the best way to do it. People get really annoyed by you just, you haven't talked to them in 6 months and then all of a sudden you're like, pre-save my song. Like, that's just not, it doesn't work like that. And the other thing is it doesn't work like that because you haven't built consistent relationships, and you can't consistently build relationships with all these different people, right? So then how do you do it? How do you sell art and your art to make a living? And I think there are 3 main points, possibly more if I get into this. The first one is you have to understand you're a brand. You need to create a branding for your music, for your page, for whatever. So for me, specifically, my branding is I'm the street girl. I'm the 90s alternative edge. I have like a funny, humorous side to me that's everything's like always ironic or a contradiction to each other. That's how my music is. But also, I grew up in the 90s, so my stuff has a 90s edge and a look to it and a film to it. My hair plays a big part in my branding. I mean, I will literally have people on the street that I haven't seen in 5 to 10 years and be like, Gina? From a block away. I had somebody very recently, a block away, be like, Gina. And I turn around and they're like, I knew it was you. I saw the hair. You need to have a branding about yourself or a mission. I would say a lot of people don't do this, but I think it's very smart to. Sit down and write what your mission statement would be, just like you would a company. You're a company, okay? You have to realize it's not just about the music, although it is so much about that, and that's where it starts. But you are a full-blown company, and whether you're running it yourself or with another group of people, doesn't matter. Your company needs to have a mission statement, a vision, where are you heading, goals, all of those different things. And the moment you start putting your business hat on and start realizing that you are a brand is when things start shifting. Because then you're not just pushing people to buy a product to your friends and family. You're like, how do I get people excited about this and get a buzz about this because it's just freaking dope and people are going to love it once they get it, like once they find out about it. And then that's your goal. And so then you start connecting and collabing with people. You start even possibly paying for people to use your song that have an aligned kinship and branding and all this different stuff. So number 1 is branding. Number 2, which kind of is saying the same thing, but not really, is marketing. Branding is a part of marketing, but marketing itself has a vision and a goal and how you get buzz around your product. So the brand is basically your product, right? You create a whole image around a specific thing, and then that image you can then market, right? So you need to figure out who's your demographic, who follows you the most. Is the product you're pushing not lining up with the people who follow you? Because if that's the case, then you need to switch gears, or you need to figure out a way to get different people to follow you. Like, for instance, if you're a musician and all of your songs have like heavy cursing in it and they talk about explicit stuff, but when you look at your audience, your whole audience is like females and kids, that's probably not going to line up, if I'm being honest. Now, if it was like half females, half dudes, and they were all in the age group of like 25 to 40, that lines up because that's more fits that age, right? And fits that demographic. So you need to start looking at your analytics. If you don't have a big following already, I think you can still look at your analytics on any social media platform. I would suggest even building it, or be like, I need to tap into this demographic and start figuring out what is that demographic into. If they're into your kind of style of music, great. Box checked. But figure out other things that they're into, and then you start incorporating that on your profile so that those people will start gravitating towards your page. Does that make sense? So again, marketing is all about finding the people that you're trying to connect with and finding the other niches that they're into. And then you tap into those niches, and then they naturally will come into your community and be stoked about you because they're into their niche, but they're also into your niche. Does that make sense? Really simple. The third thing, and I think this is the most important thing, is to be passionate. A lot of these things take a lot of time, a lot of effort, and it's not easy. Like, I had to wake up hella early this morning to get my makeup done for a photo shoot because my makeup artist was also doing another shoot, and she was like, the only time I have is this. And I was like, okay. And then I was like, well, I got to get it done that early because I have a radio interview this morning. So I have a lot of things going on. And if I'm not passionate about it, I would be like, I'm not going to get my makeup done. I'll push the photo shoot to later, a different time. I don't really need content. I would come up with 1,000 excuses, but I'm like, no, I know my fans are looking to have more content of me. They need photos and stuff like that. I need to do this, period. And so I got myself up this morning hella early at the butt crack of dawn. And honestly, I wasn't that mad about it. I had a little bit of an energy drink. And I was like, this is cool. I'm excited. I'm also was pumped because I was like, cool, I have my makeup done. I can do a bunch more videos. And all of that excitement comes because I'm passionate about what I do. And if you're starting to lose passion for what you do, you're just like, don't seem motivated. You know, it might be something internally going on. If you're dealing with, family problems or anxiety or stuff like that, that might be it. But for the most part, what I find with people is that they've lost their love of something and they need to figure out how do they love it again. And again, it could be situational, but most of the time what I find, it's not situational. It's you're not passionate about what your profile is anymore or what you do anymore. And so you need to figure out a way to be passionate about it again. Whether that means you possibly switch directions and be like, okay, cool, I used to do, sewing stuff, but I don't really like doing sewing stuff. So I have to keep maintaining sewing stuff, right? Because all my followers are from sewing. But I also can incorporate something I'm really passionate about, like planners. I love creating creative planners for people. Cool. Start slowly incorporating that into your profile so you still remain excited about what you're doing. Because the moment you lose the passion for it is the moment that you start doing something else, and that's fine. You could do something else. You could have been a season or whatever. But if you're really trying to make music and your artistry a full-time income, you've got to have the drive. And you hear so many no's all the time. I mean, it's just no all the time. And if you're not passionate about it, that's going to wear you down, and you're going to find you're going to be out. You're not going to be able to weather the storm, to say the least. So, and when you're passionate about it, you don't care if you get a no. How many times I to every one yes, I probably get 1,000 no's. It might be a little less now, but back in the day, there was a lot of no's flying around, and I didn't care because I was like, this is what I want to do. Maybe I'm just not ready for that opportunity yet, but I'm going to keep growing and keep bettering myself until I am ready for that opportunity. So the next time it comes around, I'm totally prepared. So it's really important to maintain that. Do some internal diagnostics on yourself to figure out what the issue is. And again, if it's something serious, you need to take the time to deal with it. And, possibly you could talk about that on your page and be like, hey, this is why I've been MIA and yada, yada, yada. And people will understand that. People will connect with that because everybody's been there. So anyways, those are the 3 things. This is definitely the way to sell your art. It's really important to incorporate these things. The branding things and the marketing things are really, really important. And you really need to take the time to think about it. And take the time. Actually, here's a 4th point. Take the time to create your art. Creating content at a mass level does not just come whimsically and whenever you feel like it. I literally plan my week around. I have a specific day that I have actually a specific 4 days. Friday through Monday is my content day. I'm creating content, I'm curating content, and I'm editing it, whatever. All the different things with content. It takes me 4 days out of the week to do the amount of content. I mean, I'm doing 3 videos a week on YouTube. I'm doing 3 posts a day on TikTok, 2 posts a day on Instagram, 2 posts a day on YouTube Shorts. So I'm vomiting out a ton of content, but it's to my benefit because I'm in now more people's faces more consistently. But that doesn't come from me just being like, oh, you know what? I'm running out of content and just whimsically one day being like, I'm going to create content. No, I plan it. I have a plan in my week where I do it. I also ahead of time plan with people to create content together. I plan everything so that I have the time to be able to do what I need to do to create content. And this is a prime example, like my makeup done, everything like that. That was all planned. I knew that I had a photo shoot thing. The photo shoot and everything happened kind of last minute. It happened 3 days ago, but we had been trying to link up for a while. And then I was like, okay, I'm just going to Hail Mary shoot it, see if my makeup artist is available. She happened to be available, but only at one time. So I planned all of this knowing that I needed this kind of content on my page. And so I made it a priority. And you definitely have to do that. You have to plan to create enough content because content is what sells your art. Branding is what sells your art. Marketing is what sells your art. Your art, unfortunately, is only a small piece of the puzzle, okay? Yes, it's great that you created this awesome piece of work that you're excited about, and yes, but millions of people are doing that a day, okay? I think there's like 800,000 songs that get uploaded to Spotify a day. I think that's what it was. You might have to fact check me on that, but it's a lot. It's a lot of songs that get uploaded a day to Spotify. And how are you going to break through the noise? You got to set your art aside and put your business cap on and start doing the things that we talked about in this video. So hopefully that helps. I love doing these short videos that are just super helpful and have a lot of stuff in it. Be encouraged. If you're going through something right now, let yourself go through it. But if you're just not going through anything and you're being lazy, let this video kick you into gear, all right? I'll see you next week. Peace.